Well, good morning, everyone. We're here at the McMinnville Holiday Market and we're getting set up. We've just brought some wreaths and a few other things to get going, and it's just a really simple pop-up, but it's such a cute little market, and we'll show you around. Well, welcome back to Crowley House Flower Farm. Today, or this week, I wanted to chat with you a little bit about how I work with my family. So both my son and my daughter work with me, along with my husband and my niece, Emma. We've had other family members work with us as well, but I just kind of wanted to show you or take you along on just a typical week working with my family, because I don't know, people ask me, how can you do it? It's, you know, as your children get older and older, all of a sudden, you know, sometimes it works for them to work for you on the farm, and both of my children have found that they love doing this. So this week is the start of the winter season, the holiday season, and we're heading to the bindery, which is a beautiful space in downtown McMinnville that has a little Christmas market this time of year. Normally we're there doing weddings. You've seen us in, I think, a couple videos back. We just did a wedding there. It's a beautiful kind of industrial space that kind of has this classic charm to it. So we're doing the bindery Christmas market. Jason is kind of crazy because it's always a little bit stressful. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes working with your family, little stressful. And this event, of course, always has its little bumps in the road. Jason and Braden went and set up the night before. We just did a pallet wall, which was super simple. We were just selling wreaths this year. We weren't doing all the other things we normally do. It was a fairly new space for us. So Jason had it all ready for Riley, I, and Braden to come back the next morning. This was the morning after Thanksgiving, and hang all the wreaths up. Jason set me up with a drill and a drill bit and all the screws that I needed because I like to place the wreaths just right. And he accidentally set me up with the wrong size drill bit. Now, thankfully, Jason was in the town of McMinnville at the time. He was just in a meeting, and I called him frantically. I tried to have grace and stay in rest and peace, and it didn't work as well as I'd like, but he felt super bad, and he just came over and brought me the right piece, and we were able to set the booth up just beautifully. It was kind of fun because both my kids were like, calm down, Mom, it's gonna be fine. And we got the wreaths hung up. The display turned out beautiful. People loved it. We had a few minutes that day just to walk around the bindery to check out some of the other handcrafted items that people had brought in. And it's just so fun to actually shop for a holiday or Christmas for things that people have handmade, have put some thought in behind it. So it was just a really fun time. So when I am working with my family, I tend to, if I have to take them off-site or do something, I try and couple that with something kind of fun. And in this case, I mean, when they were little, I would take them for hot cocoa and different things like that. But now that they're a little bit older, I thought, you know, let's just head down. There's this cute little bakery called Alchemist Jam. Some friends of ours run it, and they used to have a farmer's market booth stand with us when we did the McMinnville Farmers Market, and they just, you know, had a booth there as well. And it was just kind of fun to see them grow from this little tiny business into this actual, you know, space that is a booming, thriving bakery that was bustling, and lines of people people going in and out. We got a little bit of coffee and a little something to eat. We took it home and continued on with our day. Well, we have had some very full and intense days here on the farm. We have been planting and planting and planting, trying to get everything done so we can have a nice holiday break. On top of all the planting, we've been working on doing wreaths and getting them shipped out the door. We had the little pop-up shop that we did, and I couldn't have done it without my family. So both Riley, Braden, and Jason, we pulled together as a team. Emma's thrown in there as well. And we've gotten all the little things checked off. This is probably one of the busiest weeks that we have as far as the holiday seasons. So we're not only planting bulbs, making all the wreaths, we're also designing for several events as far as the holiday events go. Anyway, so I'm heading out to see how Braden's doing on some of the planting of the anemones. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm here in the studio by myself. My kids are getting up. Emma is on her way. If you haven't gotten a wreath for your front door or a friend, we invite you to visit the link below in the description for our evergreen wreaths. They are fresh cut, beautiful Pacific Northwest greenery, and there's some holly in it, pine cones. It's just lovely. So there's that. So working together as a family, the kids have different personalities. Braden tends to need a little more sleep, and so he works with me in the afternoons, mid-morning to afternoons. Riley gets up a little bit earlier, and she comes and helps me during the morning hours and then is off around 4 o'clock. So that allows me just to have somebody with me for the long days of what we do. So I probably, this time of year, it's a little less, but normally I'll work maybe like a 10-12 hour day on the average. And it's not like I'm working, just go, go, go. I'll have a break, and I'll take those breaks. And I don't know, the more I've done this, the more breaks I take. So, and I'm able to take them, I just know like Riley's doing something or Emma's here, and I'm able just to step away from the studio, go make dinner, go throw in some laundry, that kind of thing. And it works. So anyways, today working with the kids, I'm kind of excited. I'm going to put some Christmas music on, and we are getting it all set up just to kind of hammer out our orders and make this happen. So here goes wreath making. You little sweater girl? Oh my God. Yeah. You just want us to throw the stick? Someone needs to come play with you, huh? Yes, Bee.
Today I am going to start the sweet pea process. So we're picking out which sweet peas we want for this spring, and we definitely have some of our very favorites. And then we're just we went out to the greenhouse, counted how many holes there are to plant, and so we're doing probably about 10 of each, and if there's more of a variety, it means we really love it and that they sell really well. One of our favorites that just we know is going to be a huge seller is King Ransom. It's so beautiful. It's kind of like this mauvey pink kind of color, almost salmon. It's kind of hard to describe, but everyone in the market just sees it, they love it, and they're asking, where do you get it? So we decided to do 30 of those plants, and then we actually went through all our seeds, and we want to plant a lot of whites and creams, but we don't have any. Like, I went through every single seed pack and we have none, and I think we all just thought that we had white and cream, and so none of us collected any, and yeah, that happens sometimes. So we're gonna be ordering that in. So I'm kind of trying to get around 50 seeds. The other ones that we really love are any sort of blush or cream with a little bit of pink in it. So pinks, purples. Another one that sells really well for us is the lilac ones. So anything that's like almost like a blue color. I found Noel Sutton. We haven't tried this one, but I would like to try it. And it says one of the best blues available. So it's actually it's like the most blue toned sweet pea. And we got this from a friend overseas. And she was listening to our podcast and sent us a bunch of sweet peas. So that's exciting. I'm excited to try this one.
So I think there's a balance to having your children work with you, or even your husband at that matter. It's, there's always stressful moments. There's always really good times. There's a lot of laughter, a lot of fun. And also there's this balance between being mom and a boss. And I like to be able to make their jobs fun, but also have a seriousness, a deadline. These are the things you have to do in the morning to get things done. And then, of course, we pay our children very well, the same as we would pay any other worker that came in. Whether they're planting tulips or, raking leaves, mowing lawns, weeding, any of those things, we pay our children very well to do this. And that's important because they need to have reward. And also I'm asking them, I know them so well, what do you like to do? I put Braden on certain tasks more than I do Riley, and Riley in other things that Braden just, Braden doesn't want to do a wedding, but he can edit, YouTube videos, or he can fix my computer when I have a failure, or he can do things like that. Jason's really good at solving problems if I'm frustrated about something, or, the bookkeeping, or any financial stuff. He's always there for that, or fixing things like the wrong drill bit, me panicking, he just has a way of calming me down. So working with my family can be a challenge, but also so very rewarding. And this is something that I've always wanted to do my whole life, is to have my family around me. I am so enjoying it. And this is something I've wanted to do my whole life, is to have my family around me and working alongside me. It started when the kids were little. Braden, I would have jobs of cutting flowers, and he would take the bunches and put them in the buckets of water. And then he would take the bucket when it was full and wheelbarrow it all the way over. No, he would take his little wagon and take it all the way to the cooler. He would put the flowers in the cooler, and then he would come running back with it's just finding little jobs for them and knowing how long they can last. Even with my kids now, I tell them exactly what to expect in the morning, what we're doing, and when it's going to end. And if they end early, great. If they don't, we work together. If one of them's having a hard day, I pitch in and say, I'm always working, but I'll say, hey, let's do this together, instead of you feeling so alone planting all these tulips by yourself or something. I don't know. That is kind of how I work with my family and successfully work with my family, because it can be a challenge. You know, you hear stories, and ours is very, very pleasant, and we enjoy each other. We enjoy doing little things, and they're not expensive things like going and getting coffee and a little pastry at a little cute shop downtown McMinnville. I mean, that's just something simple, but it's something that we do together, and it's kind of like thank you. And yeah, it's just little moments like that. Well, thank you so much for watching and tagging along with us again this week, just kind of seeing what's going on the farm, what's happening, and all the beauty that is to come. So much success in all you do and grow, and we'll be seeing you shortly back here at Crowley House very soon. Bye-bye.